Apothecary's Apprentice has been a speedrunning classic for a few weeks. Its simple mechanics have fooled casuals into passing it as having no speedrunning potential, but a few obsessive runners have been able to prove otherwise for the past few weeks. Let me enrich you with the exciting history of Apothecary's Apprentice world records. The first recorded world record was made by an unknown speedrunner that goes by the name of the Speedman. The Speedman appeared out of nowhere as if sent by God, sent to this land to conquer the world record for Goat Simulator 2. The Speedman's run lasted long 7 minutes and 32 seconds. Sadly to the Speedman, his record was shortly snatched by the second player in our adventure, none other than Achaidh. Achaidh was no stranger to the speedrunning community. He held countless records, including Orbi,
איזה בזבוז זמן מפגר, 34, 35, 36, וואו! וואו!
and putting his old YouTube videos on private when I tell about them to his friends. On December 28, Achaidh stormed into the Apothecary speedrunning scene, demolishing the Speedman on his third try.
אוי, 630, איזה כיף. פירקתי את איתי עוד פעם. הייתה לי פה...
Achaidh managed to beat the game in just 6 minutes and 30 seconds, leaving the Speedman with almost a full minute behind. He managed to do it by noticing 2 subtle flaws in the Speedman's run. Try to look closely and notice the flaw. Achaidh posted a toxic voice message on the speedrunning forum, raising up the stakes.
עקבתי את זינגר, עוד פעם, זינגר זה די עצוב מצדך, זה היה די קל לעקוף אותך, זה היה בסך הכל ניסיון שלישי או רביעי שלי. אני אעלה את זה ליוטיוב ואתה תראה איך עשיתי את זה, חתומו.
And on that very day, the Speedman responded. The Speedman insisted on keeping in his run his signature move, proving to the world its efficiency. Combined with the improved movements, the Speedman managed to get the crystal and finish the game in 6 minutes and 13 seconds, just before bedtime. Achaidh responded with 6 minutes and 3 seconds, cutting 10 seconds from the Speedman's death. Other than small misjumps on the East Key house, the run was solid. That house was later named the Run Killer House. It was named that way because it consisted of 3 consecutive tricky swing jumps that each of them can easily ruin your run. But that wasn't enough. Achaidh kept on going, determined to keep the Speedman behind. Eventually, he managed to remove another 12 seconds from his run. His movement was consistently better, and his few flaws were a lot smaller than last time. And so, Achaidh has achieved the first sub 6. The double record was a call to war. If the speedman wanted to take his place back, he needed to do something big. The speedman decided to take a last-minute ticket to China, practicing his speedrunning skills with a Chinese master in the day and researching the game at night. After 3 decades, the speedman returned with the gospel. He found a new skip. The first one was done by jumping after the first treehouse checkpoint. He could reach a hook and skip the eastern section. The skip was named Hooks on the House. The other skip is called Triple Hook Jump Multi-Swingless. This tech is used on this swing. This damned swing usually requires you to swing at least 2 times in order to catch enough momentum. The speedman discovered a way to use the previous swings together with enough height and momentum to make do with just one swing. The other part of his gospel told him that dying was not helping him with the run, so he quit that. To this day, no runner is using speed dying. He also minimized the swings on every spot and found that you can travel 30% faster when gliding. With all that, the speedman finished the game in 5 minutes and 22 seconds, a major leap in progress. That record stood still for a while, until the speedrunning update. The speedrunning update featured a built-in timer, so time measurements could be standardized. That clock shaved 7 seconds that were previously measured. With no runner to surpass him, the speedman broke his own record with a whopping 5 minutes and 8 seconds. As his previous, this run featured a few new elements that were since staples of a world record. He found a new tech. That tech is wave gliding. Usually, to use glide and travel faster, you need to first use your propeller, which slows you down. But by holding the jump button, you can glide before using the propeller, and even glide straight from platforms. He used this tech to shave a few seconds and get a new record. He used a new skip. By falling right through those spikes, you can tank all the damage using the iframes. It's called CBT. The speedman featured a new element in his run, the infamous Simon Says skip by Beaky. Beaky was another top runner in the Apothecary community. Although he never held a world record, he held the community with finding new techs and better ways to do parts of the levels. His Simon Says skip was one of the more useful ones. Before picking up the dragon feather in the second level, you need to enter a code. The code itself is known to all, but Beaky found a way to cut a jump on the first button you need to press twice. Another one of Beaky's infamous techs was
Le glider momento.
he combined wave gliding with one of the most trickier sections, the stairs. The stairs may look harmless, and they are. Look at how cute they are, they just want your attention. And while most runners gave them the attention, Beaky used wave gliding and cut a second. The speedman had a big fail in the dark section where he almost died. He managed to recover and lose just 3 seconds instead of losing the run, but those 3 seconds had spelled death for him. The one to break the speedman's streak was a new player in the Apothecary scene, Baba Tova. After holding the record for longest time flying in Subnautica and the most haunted PC monitor, he felt like he was ready to remove the assist wheels from his bike and join the big boys speedrunning Apothecary. Baba Tova finished the game in 5 minutes and 6 seconds, just 2 seconds faster than the speedman. While his general movement wasn't up to par with the speedman, he used the slings to slingshot himself faster, and he found a new tech, Stanky Leg. Baba cracked down the exact position you need to be in order to fall right through the platforms and managed to shave 2 precious seconds. Baba Tova also found a better way to glide through the field using wave gliding. One of the places runners knew they need to improve is the bird field, one of the earlier sections featuring a sluggish bird swing. Up until now, runners stopped in place and gained enough height to pass the bird in just one swing, a skip called chicken masala. But Baba Tova used wave gliding to never touch the field and catch the bird from mid-air, having enough height to perform a chicken masala without the additional delay. Ever since the 522 run, countless discussions were held in the forums for whether a sub 5 was possible. While it seemed unreal at first, time and time again, the community proved that a faster time was possible. Time and time again, new and better ways to fly between one sling and another was found. And with the recent records coming so close, the unthinkable was becoming a reality. On 3 January 2021, a Saturday night, the Speedman and Baba Tova were speedrunning simultaneously while speaking on Discord. While the Speedman was grinding to get his throne back, Baba Tova was aiming higher. You know what? I'm not going to sleep until I beat your record.
None of us is going to sleep until we reach sub 5.
Sub 5. On 1:30 a.m., something legendary happened. Speedman has got the first sub 5 run, clocking in 4 minutes and 58 seconds. Other than a small fail in the dark level, the run was flawless. It had every tech and skip known. He used Baba Tova's chicken masala. He rocked through the run killer house. He even cut a second by jumping preemptively, polishing his triple hook jump multi-swingless even further. He used the Simon Says. He made use of the
Le glider momento.
And with that, the Speedman had achieved the first sub 5. After the sub 5, the community was settled. They figured they had reached the end goal, and they cannot go any further. But then, God intervened. The game developer teased at 2 new skips the community hadn't found yet. The clues were something to do with the first of the last 3 keys and something to do with the level ending cutscenes. Baba Tova was the one to research the clues the best. He sat day and night and tried to find the skips. He tried and tried, but he couldn't. Baba Tova decided to quit speedrunning for good, devastated from his failure. He moved on to getting a PhD in choreography and became a police detective. Baba Tova was a thrusty detective at day, but at night he kept studying the skip clues. On June 23, 1972, Baba found the skips. The key skip was a rock wall with no collision. That skip was named No Skip. The second big skip he found was the rage skip. The game featured two long, unskippable cutscenes, one at the end of level 1 and the second at the end of level 2. By quitting to the main menu after the cutscenes had started, you can skip it entirely and save about 5 seconds each. He also found a new tech. By pressing the following complicated key combination at exactly the right timing, you can fall right through the platforms and won't even need to use the stanky leg. This tech is called suicide falling. He took an extra swing in the run killer house, but the new skips saved him more than enough time, and combined with the top level movement, chicken masala and the defined triple hook jump multi-swingless, he managed to cut 18 seconds from the previous world record. This was the first time since the early records that such progress was made in a single record. It baffled the non-believers who thought that sub 5 was the limit. As much as Baba's run was impressive, the skips could be duplicated and the speed could be surpassed. After 4 full moons, the speedman set a new and currently final world record. He used Baba's rage skip, no skip, suicide falling, and combined with the tighter triple hook jump multi-swingless and a single swing in the run killer house, the speedman reached the endpoint in 4 minutes and 40 seconds, setting the fastest run to date.
אני מודיע שאני פורש מלעשות את הספידרן.
Apothecary's Apprentice stands to this day as a speedrunning classic, which countless runners had failed at dipping their toes into. While 440 is the fastest recorded run, and most runners have given up, there have been speculations whether a faster run is possible. Winston Churchill once said, "The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity, while the optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty." In other words, this is not where the story ends. The throne, the highest honor imaginable, is still in reach and waiting for the next runner. Thanks for watching.